Okay, so I finally played a game that I didn't think I would ever play. This is Secret Hitler, a very popular game.
Gotta take you now. Finally, Jesus, you
Seriously,
finally
this
can
game
play
came
it.
out in 2016. You have played it?
Oh, so many times. It's a wonderful
Okay,
game.
okay. Yeah, so some background. One of my first games that I got into in a group setting when I got into board games was The Resistance. And this was a great, fantastic game. Simplified the idea of werewolf, where one person is the killer, or there's a group of people that you're trying to figure out who they are, make sure they don't win, and there's two sides, hidden roles, things like that. And I played it so much. We played it at work a lot to the point where I didn't want to play that game ever again or anything remotely like it. Things like One Night Ultimate Werewolf came out, no desire to play it. I've played it, it's fine. I just those kind of games just kind of I just overdid it.
Burnout.
Yeah. So now my some people I was playing games with, they brought out Secret Hitler, and I was like, oh, it's happening. I'm gonna play it, and I played it, and I liked it
Yep.
a lot, like a surprising amount. It kind of brought back that joy of those kind of games again. So in this game, there are two teams, but you don't know who is on which team. You have the fascist and the liberals.
Yep. Fascist
Yeah,
liberals.
yes.
Yep.
Thank you. And one person is Hitler, who is represented as a lizard. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a
Some
lizard.
sort of animal.
It's a
Yeah.
lizard. Mhm.
And it's just super simple. On your turn, you pick three tiles, and those tiles will be either agendas for the fascists or the liberals. And the person who is the leader, the president, will go ahead and elect, or will give someone the chancellor piece, and the president will go ahead and choose two of the three tiles and give them to the chancellor, and the chancellor will then go ahead and choose one of those and put it face up on either the fascist track or the liberal track. And so there's this great back and forth of the president saying, oh, I can only give you these, but because they're giving it to the chancellor in secret. And so the chancellor's like, oh, they only gave me X agenda, so I have to play this. And there's just this great back and forth of trying to see if they're telling the truth or not. And you're trying to, and then there's other things like, as you go along, if Hitler becomes the chancellor by round 3 or 4, then they win automatically. Anyway, this game's been out long, and it's extremely popular. That if you are interested in this type of game, this hidden agenda game, I do highly recommend it. I think it's the simplest form of this game that still holds a lot of suspense and enjoyment. I definitely liked it better than Ultimate One Night Werewolf. I definitely liked it better than The Resistance. It was a fantastic game that actually makes me want to go back and, I don't know, try others or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I do like other games in this genre that maybe are a bit more complex. Dark Moon. I don't know if you've ever played Dark Moon.
No, I've heard about Dark Moon, but I've never played it.
Yeah, so Dark Moon was the actual print version of a print and play of Dune.
I can't help you out here, dude. I'm sorry.
Man, yeah, my brain just went blank. It was like a print and play version of Dune the board game, but like a simplified version, and they actually brought it out called Dark Moon, and it's fantastic. But it's that same thing where you're playing with a big group of people and you don't know who is on what side, but it's a lot more involved than this one. What's your experience with Secret Hitler?
I've played
Secret Hitler.
Yeah, I've played this board game many times. Played it with friends, played it with family. It's gone over real well a lot of the times. What's interesting is that the biggest gripe I think with this game is the idea of Hitler behind it.
Really?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people. I've had a lot of people.
Makes sense.
Not like the concept that you're basically. It is harkening World War II to a sense where someone is Hitler, even though they're kind of monkey-eared under a lizard illustration or what have you. The idea of Hitler in a game is just kind of like, oh, really? Like, I don't know if I really would like that or not. Outside of that, I know that when I went to San Diego this year with my family, who's definitely like not, I mean, they definitely like, cheer from the sidelines when it comes to my board game passion. But they're not necessarily a heavy board game family, and this was something that they were able to get right into and dig into and like a lot, which is awesome. Cool. And I think the more player count, the better. And also, if you play it with acquaintances that you don't really know, is when the game really gets interesting as far as who you can suss out. The problem with this game, though, is that people who don't like games where you have to lie can make it so that if you're a bad liar, you get found out immediately, and that kind of kills the game, you know? And so there have been definite occasions where, you know, by the time I've had games where it's just like you can from like 2 or 3 turns in, like, okay, yeah, you're a fascist. But I've had turns where we were dead set that this person was a fascist and they were not, and that leads to some really uproarious, like, good times. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. It's fun to see a game like this have a lot of power, both within the board game community and outside as well. Like, this is a hugely popular game. I'll be at work and I'll see people playing in like a conference room or something like that. It's just fun seeing it out in the wild. It's so popular, in fact, that I remember there were issues with counterfeit copies coming from Amazon.
Yeah.
And I think that's, I don't know, I feel kind of proud of that like my game is so popular that it warrants people in another country counterfeiting my game.
Sure, but then also they're benefiting off of an idea that you worked hard to.
That's true. You know, I'm not supporting counterfeiting at all.
Did you know, like, sidetrack, that the creator of Secret Hitler has another game where it's like what is it called? The Turing test? Not, maybe that isn't what it is, but it's like you have to. It's like a 1v1 game, whether or not, and you have to like ask someone a question, and they have to tell, like, they get a card whether they're human or a robot, and your robot, you can only like respond in certain ways, and the person has to suss out if you're a robot or not. Have you heard about this one?
No, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Is it out, or is it something he's working on?
No, it was kickstarted a while ago.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
I should probably say it's designed by, there's a lot. Mike Boxletier, Tommy Meringue, Max Temkin.
Yeah, Max. I think Max Temkin is probably the main person.
Is the main one? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's published by Goat Wolf and Cabbage, and it's their own. It was Kickstarted originally, a very successful Kickstarter, I believe.
Yeah, I know it was done by the Cards Against Humanity guys, I think.
What? I had no idea.
I'm pretty confident, at least.
Hey, I believe you.
Don't ever say you believe me.
I believe everything you say.
Oh my god, the power that I wield, I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, I want to say, because it was self-published by them.
Yeah. Man, that was a long time ago. It's weird to think how much time has passed since then, because I remember when that was really hot on the Kickstarter. But now, yeah, that's nuts, and it's still kicking around.
Yeah, so Max Temkin did the Cards Against Humanities, and then that was like his next follow up was Secret Hitler, and I think if we go on Kickstarter, it's going to show Max Temkin is the guy that.
Wow,
did it.
Good for him. That's awesome. Oh, I
Temkin.
know now. On Amazon, it is actually sold by them directly now to kind of reduce that counterfeit issue, because they're not storing the copies at Amazon anymore, something like that. So it's safe to buy on Amazon again.
Sure, gotcha.
It's only like what, $35?
Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. That's awesome. That is Secret Hitler, a game I finally played after many, many years.